very good, very big, very small, very hot, very cold, very expensive, very difficult, very nice. These words are very easy. They are the most basic adjectives. It's totally fine to use them, of course, but if you want to sound more like a native speaker, you're gonna need something more advanced and at the same time more informal. Sometimes in casual situations, native speakers use words that are technically formal, but that is exactly what makes their speech more charming and charismatic. My name is Vitaly. Without further ado, let's take a look at these words. Very good? No. Quality. Definition: of high standard or quality. Excellent. For example, if you are a big fan of the Lord of the Rings movies, you can always say, this is a quality movie. Obviously, this means you think that this movie is good. Or imagine this. It's winter and it's very cold. Your coat doesn't help. And someone gives you a new coat that is thick, nice, very warm. You can always say, this is a quality coat. Another alternative is proper. Definition: correct or appropriate according to accepted standards or norms, or meeting the required standard of quality and excellence. Now, this word doesn't directly mean good, but in casual conversations, it works very well. For example, your friends invited you over, they made pizza, but that pizza is just dough, ketchup, maybe some cheese, and cheap ham. You smell that pizza, you try that pizza, but it's not good. You knew that they were not very good cooks, so you brought pizza from a nice restaurant. You can pull out the pizza that you brought and say, I'm sorry, this is terrible. Now this is proper pizza. Good, excellent, nice, proper. Next word, very big. Tremendous. This is a formal word, but in casual situations, if applied properly, it will make you sound more well-spoken. Definition: of considerable or great size, degree, extent, or capacity. For example, in your neighborhood, everyone has houses that are 2, maximum 3-story, but one neighbor built himself a castle that is much bigger than the rest of the houses. It is very normal to say, that is a tremendous house. Another replacement for big is massive. Definition: exceptionally large. For example, look at this car. It's absolutely massive. Next word, very small. Miniature. Technically, the definition of miniature is a smaller copy of an actual real object. But if you want to spice up your own speech, you can just use it as a replacement of very small. For example, hey, check out this miniature bike. One more alternative is baby. We understand why babies are small, aren't they? The definition of baby as an adjective is small or diminutive in comparison to others of its kind. I can give you an example from my own life. One of my cousins has very tiny feet. So every time we all take our shoes off, every pair of shoes is, normal sized. But there is one pair that is, when you see it, you just want to say, look at these baby shoes. Well, if those shoes belong to a baby, that works as well. But it doesn't have to be a baby. Or for example, hey, check out this baby hot dog. Next word, very hot. Sweltering. Definition: extremely and uncomfortably hot. For example, it's sweltering outside. I want to stay in under the air conditioner. Next word, very cold. Frosty. The definition: very cold with a thin layer of white ice covering everything. Also, if someone or someone's behavior is frosty, they are unfriendly and not welcoming. For example, guys, it's sweltering outside. Who wants a frosty beer? Or, I don't think my colleague likes me. Every morning when I say hi, She gives me a frosty look and never responds. Another alternative. Chilly. Definition: moderately, uncomfortably cold. For example, it's a little bit chilly outside. You should bring your jacket or at least a hoodie. Next word. Very expensive. Pricey. Definition: it just means expensive. For example, the restaurant is quite pricey, but the food is delicious. Another good word instead of expensive that I really like and that is used very often out there in the world is fancy. For example, your friend bought a Ferrari. You saw the car and you're like, wow, that's a fancy car. Or, whose fancy handbag is it? We're all poor here. Next word. Very nice. Oh, by the way, almost forgot. Before we continue, just a little request. If you find this video very nice, I appreciate you. Be so kind. Make sure to click the like so that YouTube recommends this video to more people. It only takes 1 second, but it greatly helps the channel grow. I tried very hard. Thank you, and now to the words. An alternative to very nice is delightful. Definition: very pleasant, attractive, charming, and enjoyable. For example, you look outside and the weather is really nice. You can say, what a delightful day. Another alternative is lovely. Definition: delightful or enjoyable, giving pleasure or satisfaction. You can literally replace the word nice with lovely at any time. Very difficult? Nah. Complicated. Definition: involving a lot of different parts in a way that is difficult to understand. For example, oh dear, check out that Rubik's Cube. That looks very complicated. Another alternative is tough. Definition: hard to accomplish, deal with, or endure, demanding significant effort. Imagine you need to take an exam. You look at the task and you realize it's incredibly hard. Surely, later on, when you talk about that with someone, you will say, oh my God, the exam was tough. All right, I'm sure you haven't forgotten to click the like, but also don't forget to subscribe and click the bell button because you don't want to miss new videos. Check out my most recent upload. It's going to be here. I've been Vitaly, and as always, adios.